Hello everyone, I'm Greycloak, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 136 of Factorio with the Space Exploration mod, where we just finished building some power on Moss Garden, our new planet where we're going to mine Vitamelange and process it, of course. And I think everything here is done. I guess we should set up some meteor defense, because meteors would bring biters, and I don't like biters, so why don't we just make that our first priority? Though we probably want to consider where we are going to do processing and have a small base where we import and export resources. Because this would probably be a good area for that, mining up here, doing some processing, and then having cannon chests and such down here. But on the other hand, it doesn't have to be permanent. So I think we're just going to put some of these down. I think we brought 10 in total and we should just grab them all, I think. Yep, and put some ammo in a chest for now. Why? Oh, you just don't support being moved, I guess? Okay. How come they do not allow putting one atop of one another? Oh, putting them atop one another? That seems weird. Oh well, maybe they're just all considered unique buildings. I mean, they don't stack, so maybe that's why. Good, and then we need some power. And they will charge. Good. And of course we have to put our things in a chest. Might as well be down here. Good. Then I guess we might as well remove these now. Just to clean up a little bit. Good. Let's go to mining. Do I have mining drills? Yes, I brought even more. Good. Oh, let's just clean those up by bringing them into the junk chest. What is the mining time of this stuff? Do we need one of these to tell us? No. Doesn't it usually say what the mining difficulty is? Maybe it's just one and that's why it's not saying anything. I don't know. Anyway, let's get some miners down. And clean up a bit. Okay, good enough. Build. And it's not like we need any flutes for this, right? I don't think so. So if we just connect some power... We should be good. Yep. Awesome. Now, our plan for this is to make Vitamelange extract. That is what we want to export, right? For modules, for some acid of some sort, and for science. Yep. The spice by itself apparently is also needed for some science stuff. I think this goes into the same thing, biological science pack. So both of those are needed. And we need one to turn, or to produce more of the other. So basically Coverix enrichment, but different. Should these numbers not line up? No, because we get 4 from there. Okay. So we use the 2 we produce down here to make extra extract, but we also want some of this. Let's just up these numbers a bit. That is a lot of machines, but if we put some modules in and some beacons, which we can't propagate up to these apparently. Then it's a lot more manageable. Good. Maybe we even want more than 10 of each then. But I think we are going to go in here and try to design something. Do we want higher numbers? This is a full build. We could go with that as our starting point, because we get more than a full build out of that. But we could potentially use direct insertion to avoid having problems with that. Do also need to crush this and mine more stone. And this of course ups what we're producing down here just to match these, so we will not have those. But we need in total 6. No, not in total. We need less than 6. Beacons. Just 2 pulverizers doing sand. Unfortunately, the productivity here didn't bring us back down to our initial point. But that is okay. Can I remember that we need 2 of these if I remove it? Because I don't want to have these numbers inflated because of this. I will just have to. And pin, please. So we want to make nuggets. The nuggets go into chemical plants. So if we want to try direct insertion, but do something like this. Can have 2 for every 1. That is almost correct ratio, but not entirely. But maybe we just live with that and maybe scale up how many of these we have. So we can have 30 of these in total. Make Vitamelange bloom. We need water in. It's not like we need to transfer a lot to these, right? 30 nuggets every 15 seconds. This could just go here. And power everything. Can we get beacons in here though? We would need beacons on both sides then. I think I would probably rather make some space between these then. Or a beacon. That only hits one of these though. And we can't do this because then this is overloaded. Can we make enough space between these to maybe fit a beacon? Something like this. That hits everything. That could work. So something like this maybe. I am just going to put some power here. We could potentially then have extra resources, extra belts running through here. Because we do of course get both. Wait, we need sand in here as well. We need that crushed or pulverized. The wood by itself is a waste product, really? I guess you would want biosludge from that. Or maybe just green circuits. Or life support canisters. I don't know yet. For now, we are just going to store it, I guess. So if this is our input, well, we have to figure out how we're going to pulverize stuff. But we could just run both wood and stone up along here. Pulverize on top. And then only let the wood go on. We do not need that much throughput, but it's still about 5 per second. We need more than this, but I'm just trying to figure out the full build first. So something like this could work. We could also just split this, put stone to the right, and load it in. Then we have wood here going further up. Then we need the sand from this in here, and we also need extra stone. But it shouldn't ever be more than half a build, right? On both sides. Because this by itself made a good amount. Yeah, it's just 21 in total, so 2 half builds is fine. We do need to somehow manage sides on this build though, with wood and stone, unless we just want to add another build. That would be a lot less complex. And I do sometimes try a little bit too hard to not waste space, I guess. These can't do filters, can they? No. But we can easily do something like this. With this though, couldn't we manage the one build anyway? Not without filters though. Not easily without filters at least. Actually, yes, without filters. If we just filter with this. Also, is it bad that they're on the same side? We have 4.7 plus the 23 wood. Let's just call it 30 in total. On a half belt is not possible, but we will have it's symmetrical, so we have another belt. So we basically can have 45. I don't think we actually need to manage this. As long as these can keep up. And it is just 3 every 10 seconds. They should easily be able to keep up. We still need it to be filtered though, because we don't want the nuggets out here. So we do need filter inserters. And then we could just manage the build probably, but it doesn't matter. We want wood and stone. So wood and stone goes here, wood goes, sorry, stone goes in here. Might as well be earlier than this. And wood, sorry, sand. I'm not even sure what I'm saying anymore. Sand can come out on this side. We can't really get it into both machines though, unless we can move this somehow. Let's just start from the bottom. Keep it isolated to down here. This is the only spot where an inserter bringing stone could work, but we can't even hit a belt and the machine from here. Then we would need one more space between here. But we could also just bring this end over here, of course. Would we rather do that? At least than adding an extra space between here, yes. We also need water, that's already there, never mind. So sand in here, the blooms out. We do get almost 2 full belts in total, so we need to manage that somehow. The sand is also more than one total belt. So we need 2 belts of those as well. So I guess we'll just have to have 2 belts of input and 2 belts of output, where we somehow manage to balance the output belts. Is that bad? I'm not sure why, but I feel like this is not correct in some way. But we can't mix this onto one belt, we can't have this on one belt. So it should be correct. Also, in regards to extra stone for this, we can either bring in extra stone from down here, or just have it come in from the top. We'll figure that out later, I think. It'll probably come from down here, since we bring in our raw Vitamelange there anyway. Okay. I'm not sure if the output shouldn't go down south then, but we will figure it out later. This is what we're doing, but we need to manage the output of these somehow. So input of sand. For a full belt, it's easier to just use loaders. But we are a little bit low on space for that. Unless maybe if we do something like this. So merge with the belt out here. And this just goes everywhere, right? Without the extra underground. This would only need to come up down here, so we only need this part. Yep. And of course inputs. And power. So far so good, I think. Maybe we should test this out. Stone. Vitamelange. Just out of curiosity, what is this thing? Oh, it's just a core fragment with Vitamelange. We need 30 nuggets every 15 seconds, plus crafting speed. So that is quite a lot. Oh, we should also manage output and output. And water. Let's just have all the inputs down here for now. are overscaling on these a little bit, so it's okay that these are backing up. As long as these are running non-stop. And again, we need to move this up so we can scale this stuff further. But again, proof of concept. You are not getting anything because the output only was set up for down here. And of course, we can't not have this down prioritized to this stuff. We need this stone to be used first, and only use extra stone from here. How do we manage that? Could put a splitter for each of these outputs and have those prioritized. We could also run this stone alongside here and have it run in here and only prioritize this side, potentially. So something like this. Is it wood or stone blocking this? It can be stone because it's apparently the top side of this belt that's being used. What? Because we can't prioritize the lower side of this. So this stone has to be on the same side of the belt as the other stone. Let's empty those. And this. So this is emptying out now. And then this is allowed to work after that. So now it should have reached a good point. Do we still want to maybe use both sides of this belt? I don't know. It shouldn't be necessary, according to what I calculated before, but you never know. These should all be working full time, so why is this red? Not enough nuggets. Because these are just not fast enough. Dang it. Now I again sort of need one here. An inserter. And we can just move the power pole, I guess. That should not be a problem. Okay, please all be green soon. Oh, I didn't actually make these for every setup. Sand is a problem, apparently. Why, though? Oh, because this needs both productivity and speed. Again, this needs to move, so I'm not too worried about where I place this stuff. Lots more sand. But we still need a lot more machines. So basically doubling this. Why don't we just do that right away? If I cut this away for now. Copy this. That was double already, so that should be it. And then put this down here. Then we have 16 of these. We need 15 or 14.5, so this is fine. And then we will have close to a full build of output here soon. Pretty much. Good. Can this stuff be mirrored? Nope. Can this stuff be mirrored? Nope. This stuff can. And this can be rotated. This can be mirrored. These can be rotated. Not that we really need to. And this can be mirrored. Good. Water, I apparently missed. Good enough. And we should then be outputting. I think. Why are we not? Because of sand. Okay, we are outputting. Good. So that is the first couple of steps. We didn't need more than 2 pulverizers for the sand if we had all the necessary sand included, right? So with all the sand needed, no, just 2 is fine. Good. So this takes care of that and that. We need stone in, we need Vitamelange in, we need water in, so far. Good. Can we make this better then? This by itself is better because it doesn't take up extra space, so let's do that. Can't do that, never mind. Just to save the 1 extra power pole. No, it can't be there either, but it can maybe be up here. We just risk it overloading something in the next part of the setup. Okay. 7 of these. Well, let's build this a bit further up to start with, and then we'll figure out how far down we can move it later. So we need 4 of these on each side, making Vitamelange spice. We are outputting methane gas, so farts. What can be done with that? Because I haven't even considered that yet. We can make methane ice. If we wanted to do something like that, we can make crude oil. We need sulfuric acid for our uranium, so that could be a possibility. We also need biosludge for that though, and that's from our wood potentially. It's all possible at least. I do not know. But this seems to be possible. We need to produce this from wood potentially. For that we need cosmic water, and that's only from space, right? Or wrong? Lubricant and water in a decontamination facility. And those are only in space, I think. But I could be wrong. Anyway, let's not worry about this right now. It's a byproduct and it's not going to go away. Never mind how much we think about it. So we will just start by storing it, I think, like the wood. We need vulcanite blocks in, and then we need the 2 products. And they need to be further refined. So maybe we have some vulcanite coming in here. It's very little we need though. But I don't want to make this part center around 1 tile and having all of this centering around 2 tiles. Or 0 tiles, or whatever you want to call it. We could move these out here though to have them closer to where they need to go, because we have higher throughput with 1 tile stuff. Or using what they call stack inserters. I can't talk, sorry. And then have our vulcanite in here potentially. That is easy to put in just 1 build as well, so that's good. We need to manage the gas. Always manage your gas. And we need outputs. And it can all go into the same machine. Let's just repin this without the methane stuff. So, chemical plant. We need more than 1 of these for each of these. Do we just have 2 of them output into 3? 8 to 12? That sounds fine. Let's have the empty space between the pairs of these then. You do Vitamelange extract, I think. Manage light oil. Oh, we need beacons again, if possible. We could just do the same thing. And we do the same thing though, because this will overlap. If we moved this a bit out of the way, wouldn't it be possible? Trying to have this in the middle, basically. It makes it difficult for these to output into both of them. This can't output into this or this, so it can only output into this. But hey, if we did this, maybe. No, these would still have a problem. This would also be a problem still. Can't do diagonal inserts without a mod for it. It's not really that we need direct inserts, because it's not a lot. But I would just like it if it was. Let's just theory craft a little bit here, or design a little bit. If this was outputting to a belt, and we just had our beacon here still, we could still have these out here. And we need 6 of these to 4 of these. So this could just be further up to better ensure our supply of this stuff. You have to go further up. You have to go even further up, because otherwise we can't insert into this. But this should be fine. Everything is boosted. If we just output as early as possible from all of these, it should be good. And I'm really not figure out a better way to do this. I don't like having the belt here. I would really like direct insertion. But still beaconed up. We could just simplify and do 12 to 12. So that would mean we had 2 extra of these that we don't really need. With that same amount of space, couldn't we make something else work? Because I would rather have this be wider than taller, because we have all this space out here to work with. This is just wood going north. I mean, we couldn't do direct insertion, but we could just have belts running around this. So these only supply 3 machines over here. I just want to see how that looks and feels. I'm not sure why I didn't just use the other setup we just set up over here, but I'm not. So So something like this. How stupid does that feel? It means we won't have to have this built. But at that point, isn't it just me being weird? It's just that I'm not sure if we could ensure that all the chemical plants got as much stuff as they need with this. I don't like building 2 extra machines like that. If I'm worried that these are not getting as much as they need. But also just loop this around at the top. Then we have all the output on one belt, ready for these to work. That is possible. I sort of like the look of this better though. So let's do this. I like it, let's not worry about it. Doesn't always have to be the most efficient setup space-wise or anything. As long as I like what we've done. Also, we still need vulcanite in here. That's a little bit annoying. Can we make better power pole usage? I guess we can just make it not look good like this. And by not looking good, I just mean that these are not straight across from each other. It's not a big deal. These line up at the bottom, these line up at the bottom. We have an extra space between these, but that's fine. So this is all paired up. Could this reach a power pole over here? It could. So we could potentially try to line one up with this. Okay, I'm being very weird right now, but I want this for some reason. Okay. I can live with that, I think. Input some vulcanite. And realized that I kind of forgot about the output of these. They need to be managed, as in we need to input before we output stuff. Re-input. So it needs to reserve some resources for itself. Just like with holmium. And maybe we should draw influence from holmium production. Inspiration, rather. It's not this. This stuff. We can't do this exact thing though, because we have a pipe in the way. Unless we maybe can put the pipe on the other side of the machine. I haven't really considered that. Also, we have nukes now. Let's just get that out of the way. It is a bit difficult to get this fluid on this side. Because of how I wanted to do this stuff. So we either have to output with a long-handed inserter or input with one. And in that case, this needs to somehow be removed or move somewhere else, like in here potentially. We'll see. For now, I'm going to ignore it. We just have to build everything to the right of this. Also, we could probably make more space somehow, but for now, let's try this. So we need chests here for buffering our own output. And this is our setup. Unless we can do something with a belt. Actually, the old setup was that we aren't allowed to input from here unless these chests are too low. Was it? I don't remember. Yeah, because we needed to output the side product, the byproduct, sorry. But we also need to input the byproduct here first. So these need to be limited. And the output needs to be limited. Does it? We do get everything from this process that we need to keep this running. But like with the uranium, we won't get enough uranium-235 to sustain enrichment if we don't use the output. But I'm not sure if that's the case here. We get very little extract from this, so that does seem to be the case. Also, modules. As they will help with getting this all running. Okay, so we need to figure this out somehow, and it's a little bit tight with space. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode, so thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.